Marriage is a sacred union between a man and a woman. The book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 24 tells us that a man leaves his father and mother and is united with his wife, and they become one flesh. And that's why on today's episode on Catholic Faith Forum, we shall be discussing the things to expect in the early years of marriage and how to handle them. I am Nonso. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, I'll reveal the guests to you. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Catholic Faith Forum and I'm your host, Nonso. I mentioned earlier that our topic for today is the things to expect in the early years of marriage and how to handle them. And I also said that we had special guests today, and you know them from the popular soap opera Tinsel, where they acted as Chooks and Ene, Mr. and Mrs. Okechukwu. Hi guys. Hi. So guys, how did this happen? Was it before the show or during Tinsel that you guys got married?
We knew ourselves before Tinsel actually, but I met her formally in production of Tinsel, and that was when I asked her out and she said yes.
And how long have you been married now?
6 years, have you?
Yeah, it'll be 6
years in April. Yeah.
Wow. Nice. I know people always have expectations while getting into marriage. Was it the same for you? Did you have anything you wanted to see in your marriage, and are you seeing them?
Well, I think it's only normal.
Okay.
I mean, you set off in life and you have dreams, you have aspirations, and you hope that, whoever you meet or whatever decision you make, takes you closer to those aspirations. For me, of course, you always have, checklists. He has to be handsome, check. He has to be dark. He can be a bit fair. He has to be humble. He has to be a Christian. The list is endless. But yeah, for me, I always tell him that he walked straight out of my dreams. Like he embodied everything I always wanted in a man and more. Because sometimes you get to adjust those dreams. You realize that, it's not about a very rich man. It's about a man who has potential.
Okay.
It's not about a man who is a Christian. It's about a man who loves God. So you begin to realize that, maybe my expectations weren't so realistic after all. And so, in time, you just kind of reroute your dreams and hope that things work out.
My younger self was smart enough to know to do this direction. So I think he's fine. I just want to let him know that God first.
Okay.
Look for someone who is God fearing. Look for someone who loves you. Look for someone who's smart. Look for someone communication is key. On
a scale of 1 to 10, how important is communication in your marriage?
1 to 10 is not enough. 1 to 100 actually.
Ooh.
And I feel it's 200.
Wow.
1,000. Communication is the bedrock. Communication is you cannot overemphasize the power of communication. If you do not communicate, if you guys are hiding things from yourself, it will not work.
Yeah.
Very true. Last Sunday I had to plan a surprise party for him. That was like one of the most challenging things for me in our marriage. Why? Because I had to keep it away from him. It was a huge task. I was under a lot of pressure because constantly my sister-in-law would come and say, "Are you sure you've not told?" My mother-in-law would be like, "It's still a surprise, right?" Because he's always been my friend. Like sometimes things happen in the course of the preparation and I'm dying to just tell him because I know he will tell me what to do. He'll be able to say, "Okay, no, don't do that, do this." So it was a bit tiresome for me, planning the surprise party. So yeah, I think communication is key. If you communicate with your partner, you communicate to a point where even if to the world what you're doing is wrong, he can vouch for you because he knows you enough to say, no, I'm not sure she did that because she wanted to get back at you or to do this or she had bad intentions. There must be something. And he can actually go as far as saying, no, it must be because of so. And 9 out of 10 times, he's always right. Okay. So if you communicate with your partner, they know you well enough and you know them well enough and can vouch for each other anytime, any day.
We know this is an age of technology and the mass media. Do you think it plays a positive or negative role in the way people view or perceive marriage?
Yes, I think it does because people are always on, and most people these days, it's unfortunate that we get to tell the bad part of marriage.
Okay.
Divorce is on the high and people are always going to social media to, talk about how much the marriage, went bad and all that, and people see these things and they read it and they're always scared. I know friends of mine who come up to me and tell me, "Guy, I'm so scared of getting married." Because of what they're seeing on social media. So I think it's affecting negatively for now. I think it's our duty to put the good things about marriage on that medium as well, so that people can actually see and be encouraged. So for now, it's leaning towards the negative part for me. It's unfortunate, but we have to try.
Do you think people change when they enter into marriage? 6 years ago, is it the same person you knew that you still know now?
Of course not. I like to think that I've affected his life positively. So he has changed. He thinks better like me. He
Nice one.
begins to look like me.
Yeah,
he has added a few LBSs, some pounds. He thinks he's more liberal, somewhat liberal in his thinking. Yeah, he's a father now. He wasn't a father 6 years ago. So yeah, a lot has changed. A lot has changed about him. I like to think a lot has changed, and I like to think that's because of me.
What were some things about your spouse you had to adjust to in the first few years of marriage?
Okay, I think you should have.
You would actually have to adjust. The life as a single, speaking for myself, as a single guy is different from the life of a married man with kids. You have to adjust. It's no longer your salary enters and you're going to buy, chef for yourself, and you're going to hang out with your boys and you gotta, drinking or something, or you're watching the movies. It's now when the alerts, when you hear the alert, you know that.
Just mentally deduct.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the school fees, school fees. And the family, the provision, things are happening to you now that weren't happening to you before. And the way you think, you're not thinking for yourself anymore. You're thinking for everybody, and so it has to change. Yeah, and I think it's because of that change that most people get it wrong. I tell my friends, if you want to get married, you have to mentally adjust yourself.
Okay.
If you do not adjust, if you think you're just going to go in there and still be your selfish self, think for yourself alone, you're not going to work. And that's what people are trying to eat their cake and have it. You cannot. It has to change. You cannot be married and expect to still have those. Freedom and
travel,
single life.
You just think and you just leave the house without telling anyone. You don't tell your wife.
It's not possible. You are responsible for people now.
And I've heard people say sometimes that marriage has been so unbearable for them that they just want to run away, pack their things, and leave. Has it ever been that way for you? But I want you to hold it. We took some opinions from the street and would like to get back to them.
It's yet another season of Catholic Faith Forum on TV, and today I am here at St. Dominic's Catholic Church, Yaba, Lagos, to get the opinion of people as usual. Hello, Kenneth. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
What are particular traits you look out for in a spouse?
In a spouse?
Yeah.
I'm short, number one. She shouldn't be tall, please.
Are you really short?
I am short, thank you. For a guy, I am short.
Okay.
But that aside, first of all, she should be God-fearing. She should be God-fearing. I may not be particular about her religion, though, but at least she should be God-fearing. She should have proper morals, regular morals of every random person. She should basically be etiquette savvy. She should She should obey the laws of what a woman should be. Exactly. Basically, she should be clean. She should know how to cook and stuff. She should be respectful. Basically, that's all.
There are some non-negotiables like fear of God. If you don't fear God, no, we cannot work together. Humility is one very key. So because if you're proud, there are some things that we cannot relate to together with. Yeah. What else? I think if those basic two are in place, the best thing is to ask for God's direction for any other thing that comes.
I look out for someone who is intelligent. I look out for someone who is knowledgeable about things that are happening in society and someone that really knows a lot about whatever field he's in. I also look out for someone who listens, because I think listening and the ability to communicate in marriage is very important. So if you're a good listener, if you have a very deep understanding about people and you are such that you like us to decide on things together and talk through things and not keep grudges or just be quiet about issues, let's talk, let's communicate. So good communication skills and intelligence are really the two major things I look out for in a spouse.
There are certain traits I would love my wife to have, which is what every good man will want a wife to have. God-fearing. If such people are Christians, I'll choose God-fearing, love, caring. I think these are the three main things. Then any other things have been decided by God.
I think first and foremost, he has to be God-fearing because a strong believer. So I can't go with someone who's not a believer. So he has to be a believer. Then, all the virtues. You should just possess all the virtues.
All of them.
Yes, now you have to be kind, humble. Okay, not all of them, sharp, but at least like maybe 70%, which is cool. Then maybe we can work on building the remaining 30% together. So I think that's just the most important. I think that's all.
Welcome back. This is Catholic Faith Forum. If you're just joining us, I am Nonso, your host. And before the break, I asked if marriage has ever been unbearable for the couples. And we're just about to give me their answer.
Yeah, this is the part where we try to sound like, No, it has not.
Really?
Yes. Sometimes when people ask me that question, I'm like, okay, should I say it has been a little bit unbearable? Maybe that way they'll believe me. But the truth is that it's not been. It's when you marry your friend, it's fun.
Okay.
When you marry your friend, you would always want to come back home. You would always, it says this gist half for half. You want to hang out with her. You want to spend your time with her. You want to. When you marry your friend, I like I said before, people that enter marriage thinking that their life won't change, it becomes unbearable because they have not changed to the new, relationship, to the new things that are happening in their lives. It will become unbearable. They are still used to their former life. That's what I believe. But to me, it's fun.
You two are actors, I understand that. And how do you balance your work time and family time together?
Oh, well, for now, I mean, he is also a part of the industry. I feel like it's more a plus than a minus.
Okay.
It depends on how you go about it. If like he knows where you are, even when you have overnight shoots and all that, he knows exactly where you are. He knows he can reach you. You pick your call when he calls you, because those are the things that just kind of throws a marriage off balance. Like, okay, you're on set as an actress, because I know friends who would tell me that they would never marry an actress or marry an actor, and it's because there's always somehow some kind of room for suspicion, for distrust.
Okay.
When you're on set, you can't get to your phone, your partner is calling you, you can't pick up. And then when you eventually pick up, you're grouchy, you just want to sleep, and then you just give him some offhand answer. It's always good to be able to balance work and family life, because in the end, who are you working for? It's for the family, right? So
yeah,
you should be able to get to a point where you can create a balance, a healthy balance, and maintain it. And I like to think we've been able to do that. People wonder how we're able to work on set on Tinsel and then still be married and do almost the same thing over and over again. And, well, we manage.
And yeah, you mentioned earlier that he's now a father. So how many kids do you have now? Nice. So what do you say to couples that are intending to have children and they haven't, or those that still hope to have? A deep sigh.
Yeah, because we have no power over it, in as much as we try to check ourselves medically and see that we're, there's no problem and all that. But at the end of the day, it's actually God. It's God. So just be steadfast in your prayers and hope. To me, and I speak for both of us, we are not adverse to adoption, and sometimes I tell myself that I believe that it's not everybody that will give birth to their own child.
Yeah, true.
Your child might be out there, and it doesn't have to end. You don't have to kill yourself, because a lot of women go into depression because they are always, they are under the pressure of wanting to give birth. But I mean, if you can open yourself up to adoption, and I've heard cases where they actually did adopt and eventually had their own baby. Not that you should try that as a means to an end. I mean, if you can love a child, why don't you love that child? But I believe it's God.
I know people have said, okay, I heard of a lady who told me she wants a man that travels all the time. So what are the basic or what are the misconceptions about marriage that people have these days?
Misconceptions about marriage. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about marriage.
I think it's just how you see marriage,
Yeah.
what you want in marriage. I mean, whoever it is that says she wants her husband to travel more often, she has her reasons. Maybe that's how, they fan the flames of their love, or that's how she feels she can miss him, and then when he comes back, it's new and it's fresh. To each his own. Just depends on what you want and where you want it. Yeah.
So what are the things that we can expect, or we should expect in the early years of marriage, and how do you think we can handle them?
Well, early years of marriage, because you are just, in marriage, you constantly, every day it's a new day for two of you. You always discover yourselves because even as an individual, you cannot know yourself 100%.
Yeah.
So you can tell in marriage that you're constantly getting to know the other person. So for the first few years, it's going to take, you're going to have to, I won't use the word struggle, but you're going to have to get used to that, that flow of waking up beside the person over and over.
Especially if you've been single for
a long time. You get, and if you decided that this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, that's thing I always tell people, let divorce not be an option. If it's an option, then you start seeing the flaws and you start hipping it up. But if it's not an option, you would want to trash it out. So if that first few years, like I said, you have to constantly try to get used to one another and know that there will be mistakes, but you have to overlook it, because this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, and do not let any problem see the next day, end it that day. So it's going to be a bit rocky. I don't know, maybe not rocky per se, but it's going to take some getting used to, and by the time you know it, man, be clocking 6, 7, 10, 50 years.
Nice. What do you have to say to young people who feel anxious about marriage, people that are under pressure from one person or another, and they feel like they just want to get married to anybody that comes to them? What do you have to say to them?
I tell them to know what they want.
Okay.
Because it's when you don't know what you want that this pressures just get to you. It's inevitable. It will get to you, because people will talk. You will know that it's time. I want a partner. You're mentally ready for marriage, and somehow the partner is not coming.
Yeah.
At least a good partner is not coming. I feel that's another reason why we have the high rate of divorce. It's because of this pressure. And I'd like to implore whoever is out there who is mounting pressure on your daughter, your cousin, your sister, just take it slow. I mean, she wants to get married, he wants to get married, but when you put this much pressure on them, then they make mistakes and you won't be there with them. It's them and their spouse, and then they have to go through the whole rigors of separation and divorce, and then it gets too messy. And like I say, I know the family is the smallest units of the society. So how each person handles their family, kind of mirrors how the society will be. So we need to just take it easy with the pressure.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you so much for that answer. This is Catholic Faith Forum. We have a new segment on the show called Know Your Faith series with Judith and Collins. I would like to get to them now. Stay with us.
Hello guys, and welcome to Know Your Faith series. My name is Collins.
And I am Judith. Today we'll be treating a very interesting topic.
Why do we have different colors for different liturgical seasons?
There are so many reasons why, but today we'll be leaving you just 3 points.
So guys, first of all, it is scriptural. As we see in Exodus chapter 39 from verses 1 to 2. Moreover, from the blue and purple and scarlet material, they made finely woven garments for ministering in the holy place, as well as the holy garments which were for Aaron, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He made the ephod of gold and of blue and purple and scarlet material and fine twisted linen. So here we see that God instructs Moses to prepare the priestly garments for Aaron, and all have different colors.
We also know that the church has different liturgical seasons during the year. Hence, the different colors represent different seasons. There are 5 major colors. We have violet, which symbolizes penance and preparation; white or gold, which symbolizes purity, joy, light and glory; green, which symbolizes hope and life; red symbolizes fire, blood and passion; rose symbolizes anticipation and rejoicing.
Finally, these colors heighten our experience as we worship during liturgical celebrations. We are sensory beings who respond to color, taste, sound and smell, and so the church has adapted in its own style of worship to these bodily needs, which enables us to take out more from liturgical celebrations. So Judith, you made mention of a couple of colors, and I know that we use green for ordinary time. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
We use white for celebrations, Christ celebrations. I know Christmas, Easter, but rose is a very peculiar color. I do not know. I'm pretty sure our audience do not know. Rose and red. When do we use these colors?
We use rose the third Sunday of Advent and fourth Sunday in Lent, while we use red during the Feast of Martyrs, during Confirmation, Pentecost Sunday, Good Friday, and a few other days. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you for that.
A recap of it. First, we know it is scriptural. Second, the church has different colors during the year. And thirdly, it heightens our senses as we encounter God during worship.
So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for joining us. Till we meet again.
Be bold.
Thank you so much, Judith and Collins. Thank you for being here with me. I learned a lot, and I know that our viewers at home also learned so many things. So you know about marriage now. Take your time. Don't rush. Get to know your partner. Get to know that person. Don't rush. Don't ever feel pressured about it. And this is Catholic Faith Forum. I am Nonso. And until I come your way next time, keep being saints in jeans and shirt. You can watch this episode and previous episode on our YouTube channel at Dominican Media Present.